Hello, my name is Ryan O'Malley. I'm the service manager here at Denton Vacuum, and I'm here to present the DV-502B. The DV-502B is a versatile system that can be configured for low voltage sources, a sputtering source, or even a carbon tree for carbon evaporation. I'm going to walk through the system and demonstrate how to install and set it up. All the utility connections can be found on the back side of your system. First, you have the main power. The main power cable is a 3-wire cable that you will need to add a plug to. It's best to have an electrician add the plug so they can match it to the outlet in your lab. Next, we have the water. If your system is equipped with a 2 kVA low voltage source, coolant water is required at a flow rate of 1 to 2 GPM. The connections for the water are 1/2-inch push-to-connect fittings. A 1/2-inch OD water hose would be compatible. Next, we have our gases: air, nitrogen, and your process gas. Air is used for your pneumatic valves and needs to be regulated at 80 psi. Your nitrogen is used for venting, and that's optional. If you choose to vent your system with nitrogen, it needs to be regulated between 3 and 15 psi. And we have the process gas. The process gas is only necessary if your system is configured for process gas. For example, if you have a sputter source, you're going to need a sputtering gas such as argon. And that needs to be regulated between 3 and 15 psi. All your gas fittings are going to be the same. They're an 1/8-inch female MPT fitting, and I have 2 option adapters you could use. The first one I have here is a 1/8 NPT male fitting to a 1/4-inch swage lock fitting. The second option I have is a 1/8-inch MPT fitting to a 1/4-inch push-to-connect fitting. Now you can power up your system. The first thing you want to do is activate your main disconnect, pull out your emergency stop, and press the start button. The first thing you will see will be the start page, and you're going to want to hit the start button. And now you're going to want to vent your system. There's an auto vent button right on your overview screen. Once your vent cycle is complete, the green light will disappear. Once your system is vented, you want to verify that your vacuum switch is satisfied. To check to see if your vacuum switch is satisfied, the word bellows will show up right under your interlock. Once you see the word bellows, you know you're safe to lift up your bell jar. Click on the lift up button and the bell jar will lift. Once the elevator reaches its maximum height, it will stop on its own. The most common setup for a DV-502B is having a 1 kVA source and a 2 kVA source. The 1 kVA source always goes on the A side, and the 2 kVA source always goes on the B side. So I'm going to first start off by installing the 1 kVA source. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your nuts and install them on the post. Spin them all the way down, and then you're going to want to add a washer to each side. Now you're going to want to add your post. I typically like to back off a little bit on the post and tighten the nut to the bottom of the post with a 9/16 wrench. So same thing on the other side. Back off the post and tighten it with your 9/16 wrench, right on the nut. Now you want to grab the rest of your source. The Allen wrench I'm using is a 3/32. Make sure your copper post is straight. Snug it up. Now you could put on the other side. Make sure that copper post is straight as well and at the same height. Once you have that tight, you can add your wire basket. These are just thumb screws. You can loosen them up, both sides. Stick the wire basket underneath. I like to secure one side fully down. And just make sure your basket's facing straight up and down. I'm just readjusting it. Now, if your system is configured with a 2 kVA source, it's always going to be on your side B. The first thing you're going to want to do is put on your nuts on each post. Bring them all the way down. And then you want to take your washers and put one washer on each side. Now you want to take your copper posts and install them. Make sure your copper posts go all the way down. Now again, you're going to want to back it off just a little bit on each side. Take your 9/16 wrench and tighten up the nut to the post. Same thing on the other side. Now once it's nice and tight, we can install the holders. Place a holder on each side, and you got your bolt and washer you're going to put on. And you're going to want to have your holder pulled all the way forward. Same thing on the other side. When I'm tightening it down, I don't tighten it all the way, just in case I need to adjust it when I install my boat. The 2 kVA source is usually dedicated for boats, and the 1 kVA source is usually dedicated for wires and baskets. Loosen up the clamps and slide your boat in. And since you have this a little loose, you could do a little adjustment and tighten everything down. I usually tighten the clamps first. And then I tighten the posts and make sure they don't move. And now both your sources are set up. Now we're going to install the shutter. The shutter, we're going to look at the screen and see where the shutter is set up in the system. Right now you see the shutter is actually over source A on the overview screen. So when we install it, we're going to want it over source A. So We're going to slide the shutter down. You might need to loosen it up. This is also a 3/32 Allen wrench. I usually like to point to this back post here and tighten it up. Make sure one last time it's pointed where you want it. Tighten it up. And there you go, the shutter's installed. Now your sources are all set up. Make sure you add your evaporation material and you can lower the lid. Now that the lid's fully down, you can start your auto pump sequence. Your auto pump sequence has started. Now once your system is in high vacuum, you're ready to run your process.